Dad, where do the stars come from? He smiled, handed me a beer, and said, sit down, son. It's time we had a chat. He said, scientists will tell you that stars begin as whirling clouds of dust and gas in the interstellar medium caused by gravitational instability inside of molecular clouds triggered by shock waves from supernovas, which in turn create nuclear fusion and gravitating spheres of plasma in a hydrostatic equilibrium. But he said he knew for a fact that was all bullshit. The real answer had more to do with the ancient art of origami. Paper folding. And he pulled out a piece of tissue paper and began to tell a story. He said, son, that's what he called me. There was a time when there were no stars in the sky. The sky was black and empty, just like your life will be one day. But he said there was one thing that was in the sky every night, and he began to fold that one thing in origami. And then he tore from the origami, which is called terra. He tore off the one piece, and he showed me the moon. I said, that's a lot of folding for a circle head. But it wasn't the moon. It was when the moon would shine down on the ocean's waves that create these tiny sparkles of light. They looked like the stars. Then my father pulled out a Chinese fan. And I remember thinking how weird that was, the fan and the origami. It wasn't until then that I learned my father had spent the better part of his 30s traveling through Asia as a geisha. He said, if you believe in magic, magic will happen. As one day those tiny sparkles of light in the ocean were ripped up into the air by mystical, frolicking unicorns. And they became the stars that we see in the sky. And I never believed my father until one day he showed me. And I'll never forget what my father said to me next. He looked at me square in the eye and said, get a broom and clean all this shit up. My name is Michael Kent. Thank you so much for coming out.